mobile in-app is still, I would say, generally underutilized by most brand marketers. And there's kind of a series of reasons for that. But one of the persistent, ongoing topics of conversation that we have with brand marketers, often we go in, we talk about our audiences, we talk about inventory quality, we talk about ad formats, and then it kind of comes around to this conversation of what about gaming? And it's really interesting that there is still this kind of stubborn resistance to include mobile gaming as a viable part of any upper funnel marketing. And what that means is that a lot of marketers who maybe are willing to include mobile or mobile in-app specifically, if you exclude gaming, you're excluding significant amounts of reach and some of the most valuable ad formats within the mobile channel itself. And we are not a gaming company per se, but to use mobile and to use mobile in-app well, gaming needs to be part of that inventory mix. And we do find ourselves often having conversations advocating on behalf of the game developers who you will find on the MoPub platform. And a lot of what we see is, really goes back to, again, the amount of time spent, the consumer engagement, and also the way that advertising is kind of woven into that user experience. There's a lot of really positive elements there that marketers haven't fully tapped into yet. And in particular, there's one ad format that's kind of exclusive to mobile in-app, and that's what we call rewarded video. And the idea there is a user is basically choosing to turn an ad on and watch a video for 15 or 30 seconds. And in exchange, they're going to get something back that is beneficial to their content experience. So it's a user saying like, yes, I'm willing to watch an ad. And they know that they have to watch it all the way through to get something that is positive for what they're doing with their time. And we've seen more and more brands like slowly but surely start to use this format and be really, I think, impressed and positively surprised by how well it works, which is not surprising to us because it's one of the most valuable formats for app-to-app marketing. So if you want someone to download app B, you advertise on app A, and a rewarded video is this really nice, consistent way to demonstrate what app A is like. Yeah, that's a very common question is, why should in-app advertising be a specific focus for an advertiser? And for us, the core of our answer to that revolves around time spent. And we've seen this in a couple of different, it happens in a couple of different areas. First of all, what we noticed and what has been observed by a couple of different sources, including eMarketer over the last year, is that the amount of time that's spent on mobile devices has eclipsed TV. So there's basically more time being spent with this device that's in your pocket than the big screen that's in your house. And what we observed across our exchange was this really sharp increase in mobile activity, even though people were spending more time at home, which is almost counterintuitive. You would sort of expect that mobile is this on-the-go screen, so people spending more time at home, it would drop. We saw the exact opposite, that as people spent more time at home, they turned to mobile as a way to stay informed, to stay connected, and then to stay entertained. And that has remained the case throughout the course of this year. We're just seeing a lot more activity across our exchange, across a really wide swath of mobile inventory. So what we're excited about right now and kind of looking ahead to next year with mobile in-app, it all goes back to starting with that amount of time spent. Again, if you have a broad audience and a lot of people choosing to spend time in one particular channel, that's a pretty strong foundation to work from. And what we've been excited about is we've spent a lot of this year, I think, doing some kind of debunking, I would almost call it, where we've been going out and explaining to people, particularly upper funnel brand marketers, that mobile in-app can play a bigger role as a channel than it has in the past. But now that combination of time and purchasing power it can be addressed in a way that aligns with the needs of a modern programmatic brand marketer. And it's inventory that is measurable and viewable, it's transparent, and it can be verified as direct to publisher. And what's been interesting this year is, and pleasantly surprising, is some of the bigger names in the kind of overall digital advertising space have said the same thing that we're saying. There's quite a bit of work that the Trade Desk has done this year, posting information about how mobile in-app works really well, and mobile in-app gaming specifically offers a ton of reach. And this specific ad format, rewarded video, is something that you need to pay attention to. So that was really positive. And we've also seen a number of interesting advertisers and social platforms that didn't use gaming much before start to interact with it this year and have really seen some positive results. One of the, I think, bigger success stories for us this year is through the LinkedIn ad network, which is an extension of the LinkedIn advertising opportunity. They can basically find LinkedIn users in non-LinkedIn environments. And this year they tried gaming as a test and found a ton of success with that. So for us, that kind of shows that if a business-to-business platform, which is predicated on reaching LinkedIn users based on their insights, if they're able to make mobile gaming work for them, I think it's a pretty credible thing to say that for any upper funnel brand advertiser, it can play a role for those campaigns as well. And honestly, the inventory as a whole can kind of be used as this flexible ingredient depending on what your advertising objective is. If it's creating awareness or changing consideration or perception, these ad formats can do that, and the mobile environment reaches those same people, and it creates different kind of usage opportunities to present your brand or message in front of that audience. So in Twitter's case, it's kind of driving people more down funnel, but I think for a lot of advertisers, there are opportunities to present these upper funnel messages in the environments that we represent. And I think that will kind of add you, it's almost like you're playing a bigger role in a user's digital day. And I think that you can only benefit from being where people choose to spend their time. So ultimately, I think that's really the role that MoPub is here to play, is to help align marketers with the users and audiences, content experiences, and ad formats that make sense in this specific channel, which is the mobile in-app environment. That's what we focus on. That's what we try to do every day.